What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Goofy's Legacy bringing you guys another deck profile, and this time we're bringing you Yugi's best deck version. If Yugi was to make his fucking deck into an OP deck, this is what it would be in the anime. I guarantee you 100%. Obviously, he runs, the classics, gammas, kings and queens tonight. He runs Dark Magician Girl. Like, you've seen the meme where he fucking goes against Jaden and Jaden draws a fucking basic hero hand and it's pretty decent and he's able to combo off. And then you go to Yugi's hand and he's fucking like 5 beast sticks and a fucking spell card. Like, this is what he does, but in the anime he's OP. Not to take away anything from the OP king himself. But like, be realistic. If he were to run a deck, this would be his best version, and I believe this would be the best one. You could definitely build this yourself. Every card here Yugi has had in his deck has used it at some point, both in the anime, in the movies, and also in the comic book. So whichever one you guys want to go off of, you can look it up. Fact check me, that's fine. I did my research myself, so I make sure that every card in this deck is 100% Yugi or Yami, same person in my opinion. Even though they fight each other in the end, I want to make sure and to let you guys know that these cards are 100% in his deck. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started with my best Yugi deck profile. It's a really fun deck, so if you guys want to play with somebody, one of your friends, you guys could definitely play them. It stalls, and it does pretty good. It does decent. I mean, obviously you won't be able to beat an FTK deck, but you want to have it for fun, you could definitely do that. So the first monsters, it's either or. Out of these 3 Egyptian gods, choose one of them. I'm not saying put all 3 of them. I'm saying choose just one, preferably your preference. Honestly, I would say Obelisk the Tormentor because you get a guaranteed 4,000 beast stick, and why not? But if you feel like you come up with a stronger board, obviously the Winged Dragon Raw would be the best opinion. And then the deck has surprisingly decent draw power. So Cypher the Sky Dragon won't be that bad of a card, but out of my opinion, I would say Obelisk the Tormentor would be the best for your option because you get a guaranteed 4,000 beast stick and special effects. So we're going off of that. But honestly, it's up to you, whichever one you want to run. Obviously, if you're trying to go Yugi Battle City, you go with Cypher, but technically he owns all 3, so you could go with whichever Egyptian god card you prefer, and just one out of the 3. Okay, now for the monsters that aren't gods, we're going with a Dark Magician package. It wouldn't be a Yugi deck without this card, and yeah, I mean, obviously I can take him out and put something else just because he's a 2-star, 2 sacrifice monster, but honestly, this is Yugi's deck. We have to incorporate him, and I think I did a pretty well incorporating the Dark Magician in the deck and kind of making it somewhat around him in a way. And he's really easy to summon. Like I said, the deck stalls, so it'll be able to for him to be summoned. So we run the Dark Magician, the Dark Magician Girl, and the Skilled Dark Magician. Skilled Dark Magician is surprisingly really good because this deck runs a number of spell cards. So Dark Magician does come out. Up next, we run the Silent Magician package. We run the level 4 and the level 8. Get to an easy beast stick after a turn, so why the fuck not? So we do run the Silent Magician. Spellcaster as well. Yugi is the Spellcaster Master. We run one Tricky. Easy summon, easy beast stick. I believe this would be really good off first bat. Like I said, everybody in the anime would summon a monster that's either 2,000 or less. Mostly less than 2,000, so summoning Tricky by special summoning it is a really easy summon. We run the Magician Valkyria. Unfortunately, he only ran 1 in his deck, or he summoned 1. I've only seen 1 in the anime, but if he ran 2, I will definitely run 2. But unfortunately, he only runs the 1 that I've seen him use, and yeah, gets your opponents to attack him instead. So pretty cool. The 1 Breaker, the Magical Warrior, now is it a pop for the backfield, but also a great beat stick of 1900, so you can't go wrong with that. 1 Mystical Elf for defense, 2,000, and it's a spellcaster, so it goes with the theme that I'm going with this deck. 1 Old Vindictive Magician, so Man-Eater Blade, can't go wrong. You set this card, pop your opponent's monster. There we go. Then we go with the King, Queens, and Jack's Knight combo. Really cool, 1600, 1500, 1900, not the best, but we're talking about Yugi's deck. Overall, if you were to face any other anime character in the Yu-Gi-Oh manga or in the anime, he'll do pretty good, and we're trying to optimize his deck as much as possible, and I think this will do really good. If you have the Queen's Knight and the King's Knight next turn follow up, you obviously have the 3 monsters, and now you have 3 for direct attacks. Or you could tribute, so it's really, really good to have that in hand. You're trying to special summon as much, have as much cards on the field as possible, as soon as possible, so you can summon your beat sticks. So that's really good. I was gonna summon the gadgets, but it takes too long to go for that. Obviously, you search and search, but this deck doesn't run out of monsters, so I think King Queens is just really good. 1 Gandora, the Dragon of Destruction. The effect is too OP for you not to run it. This is arguably one of his best cards in the entire deck. 1 Summon's Called. Easy summon beast stick. You summon he could summon like a elf or a giant soldier stone, and your opponent will get some damage and then summon Skull next turn. So really easy beast stick for Yugi. Summon Skull was really good. He should have used this more in the Battle City. It's a really easy 25 beast stick. So that's on him. He didn't use it as much, but oh well. 1 Karibo just for defense. 1 Electromagnetic Turtle for defense, obviously. 1 Marshmallow for stalling and defense. 1 Big Shield Gardener for defense. And 1 Giant Soldier Stone for defense. Like I said, I think the best key for you dueling in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Old school anime, or just playing old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Is pretty much defense. So you could get to your point where you're trying to get to your beast sticks. You can't summon your beast sticks off the bat as easily back in the days, so you would have to rely on some high defense. Your defense was your offense in the end of the day. So that's pretty much how Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to be. And it's pretty cool to have a throwback. So that's all for the monsters. Out of Yugi's monsters, I feel like these are the best ones to optimize the strategy. In the end, you want to go for your beast stick, whether it be an Egyptian god, whether it be Dark Magician, whether it be Summon Skull. You want to go for that. You want to go for your beast sticks, and the best way to go for your beast sticks as soon as possible is to stall out your opponent. And with Yugi's deck, he pretty much does that. He's not a very offensive player, so I believe that his best trades does come from his defense, because with his defense he gets to make the offense. And yeah, that's why his duels take longer instead of Kaiba's just going for the straight FTK. 1 Gold Sarcophagus, why not? You have this card in your hand. Not only does it become a 39 deck, but you get to add that card that you're searching for specifically, whether it be a beat stick, and you get that monster. All right. Okay, Gold Sarcophagus. Pretty good card. Not only does it make your deck a 39 deck, kinda, it also pretty much makes you able to get any monster from your deck, or any card from your deck, and add it to your hand on your second standby phase. So you can't go wrong with this. The duel's obviously gonna go long because not only are you playing good defense, but you'll be able to play some great offense once that Gold Sarcophagus goes through. Brain Control, for 2 reasons. Your opponent has a higher monster than you. You can sacrifice it and summon your own beat stick, or take out any problematic card from your opponent's side. So it's a really nice for the stalling. Monster Recovery, just to replenish your hand. Mage Power for the FTKs, OTKs, whatever you want to do with this. This is just a really good spell card. 500 for each spell track card you control, and you're playing some good defense with this. So like I said, 500 is extra boost. You have Dark Magician, add Mage Power, that's an extra 3,000. Now you have Blue Eyes, add an extra 500, that's 35. It's just really good spell card to bring your monster to a buffier beat stick. Magical Dimension. Reason why I run so many spell cards is because this Magical Dimension not only pops your opponent's monsters, but also brings out a beast stick, and in this case it'll be Dark Magician or Dark Magician Curl. So Magical Dimension is really, really good. Or any other spell card. Take out any problematic monster and come out with your own spellcaster. It's pretty cool. 1 Monster Reborn. Bring back any monster. Obviously that's a staple. 1 Pot of Greed, if only we could use it. But yeah, Pot of Greed, obviously best fucking card in the deck. Makes your deck into a 48 card deck, so cannot go wrong with this. 38 card deck, not bad. Card of Sanity, like I said, just pretty much has a good amount of draw power. That's pretty much what Yugi's known for, clutching it up and being able to activate a card that'll replenish his hand, so you could go for the combos And that's it for the spell cards. Up next, we got cloning. Get a monster on the field, sacrifice it, go for, your beat sticks. Shattered Axe, bring your opponent's monsters down. He uses it against Obelisk, so why not use it against other beat sticks? Dark Renewal, same reason I run the Magical Dimensions, just because Dark Renewal is just as good as that. Spellbinding Circle, stalling your opponent. Stronghold of Moving Fortress, same thing, token just for you to summon a monster and be able to sacrifice it. Soul Rope, Magical Hats, can't go wrong with that. It's pretty much all defense from here on forward. And then Magician Circle, once spellcaster attacks, you get a summon Dark Magician Girl, easy 1-2 combo. Mirror Force, and last but not least, Magic Cylinder. And that's Yugi's deck, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. And yeah, this is what I believe would be Yugi's best deck overall. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna try to use a Yugi deck and you're trying to optimize and have a strategy for it, this would be the best one. I believe that is the case. Out of all Yugi's cards, he doesn't have too many strong ones. I utilize the Dark Magician because obviously it's Yugi's deck, so you have to have this card in there. So that's why I had the Magical Dimension. It was a really good card. You have a lot of spellcasters, and the spellcasters aren't that bad. Obviously, you got Breaker, Overdict, and Magician. So some of these spellcasters are really good. Even if you didn't want to add them and add some other monster, you gotta admit these spellcasters are pretty decent. And one of his best cards are spellcasters. But in the end, this is how the deck would run. And like I said, 1 out of 3 God cards. You don't want to run all 3. If you guys do want to see an all 3 God card deck profile for Yugi, I'll see what I can do. Obviously, in the anime, he made it super OP looking, but hopefully, we can do the same thing in real life. But yeah, here it is. Peace.